Hello everybody, it's me here, Cameron, and welcome to the HowToCameron channel. Welcome to a new video. I'm not feeling very well today. I am a little bit ill. So if I look like I'm melting, it's because I am dying. Today we'll be looking at this article, mortgage rates. I have 50k, but I can't buy a house. I saw this story and it just confused me so much because it's so wrong. This almost comes across as a humble flex. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new today. We've got lots of good videos coming out on the channel. So this is the girl that we're looking at today, Freya. Bit of an interesting pose. Bit of a weird pose, to be honest. I have 50k saved, but I still can't buy a house. Okay, so that's the quote coming out of Freya's mouth. Now that is completely untrue. Okay, Cameron Brown, I am an expert when it comes to property. So this is under the topic of mortgage rates. And what confuses me about mortgage rates is, the rate going up to 5.5%, 6% on mortgages. Yeah, it's shit because you're having to pay back more interest. But for the most part, it doesn't affect how much money you can borrow. It doesn't affect it by as much as you'd think. It's under the guise of mortgage rates, but it doesn't mean the difference of being able to afford a house and not being able to afford a house. The rates going up by how much they've gone up, it doesn't really make that much of a difference. It's just that it's a worse climate to buy the house with a mortgage, if that makes any sense. Freya is just one young person trying to get on the property ladder with no end in sight. With mortgage rates the highest they've been since the financial crash and rent costs soaring, she's not alone in worrying about her future. This is so fucking privileged because this girl has 50k saved up. The fact that she's being seen as a victim is a joke. 50 grand, you could live probably for about 5 years, 4 years without working, just using that 50 grand as collateral. If she was fired today, she could probably live 4 years, 5 years without working and she'd be completely fine. Okay, probably more if she was really careful with the money. So how is she being seen as a victim? And how are people relating this girl to other young people? And those who are renting say they feel like they have no chance of saving enough money to get a deposit for a house. So that's true. I'd say 100% that is what's happening, in the economic climate. But this girl is a complete contradiction to that. You can't have an article saying some people feel like they have no chance of saving enough money even to get a deposit together for a house when you have big Freya here with 50k in the bank. Okay, it's just so fucking distasteful. Freya said some support from family meant she was able to get her own deposit. Oh, so she didn't even earn it. Fantastic. But high interest and lack of affordable livable properties meant she was stuck paying almost half her salary on renting. So the big thing with renting is incredible if you do it properly. So the way that people should rent, you should rent short term. So for example, you go to uni, you rent a place. You relocate for a job, you rent a place. That is the perfect scenario for renting. When you are living somewhere long term, I mean more than a year, you should be looking at getting a mortgage. Okay, right now I'm looking at getting a mortgage. I've lived in Tunstall for nearly a year. I'm looking at getting a mortgage because I feel like I'll be here for a few more years. Now, the reason why is because the difference between renting and actually getting a mortgage is very small. So for example, the flat I'm in is $450 a month. I've actually got a pretty good deal on it in terms of the rent price. So it's $450 a month. Now this flat is probably worth about 50k. So if we go to a mortgage calculator, guys, the HowToCameron channel's become really interesting, and fucking hell, we're looking at a goddamn mortgage calculator here. I could get this flat 50k. I could do maybe a 4 grand deposit, 5 grand deposit, and I could pay that back in 10 years, right? So for 10 years, I'm paying back £500 a month. Right now, I'm paying $450 a month to rent it. So it's literally £68, £58. What am I talking about? It's £58 more a month, but I actually own it. So it's a huge difference. And eventually, once I've got enough equity in the property, I can convert it to a buy-to-let mortgage, and I can rent it out and someone else can pay for it. So that's literally the best way to do it. Obviously, that includes being a landlord, which people have different opinions on, but that, for the most part, is the most economically intelligent decision you can make. It is way better than just continuing to rent this flat for the next few years, when in actuality, I could probably get enough equity in the flat to convert it to a buy-to-let mortgage and then be able to actually rent it out and make good profit off of it. So, you know, that's only a £4,000 deposit. That's really the difference. And that's why I say you need a commitment, because you need to put down a deposit. The reason why I only want to do like a small deposit is because I don't want to tie too much money into it, especially if I don't have to. And here's the thing, the interest rate is shit, but on a short mortgage, it doesn't matter. That's what you should be trying to do. When interest rates are really high, you should be trying to get shorter mortgages, and thus you should be looking at cheaper properties in this economic climate, because you need somewhere to live. The thing is, at 24, you shouldn't be looking for a house. A lot of people have this obsession with, you know, trying to get high up the property ladder young. You shouldn't be trying to do that whatsoever. Renting is a complete waste of money. You should be getting off rent as soon as possible and getting a flat or a small house, like a terrace house. The reason why is because once you're in one of these houses, you're able to save up your own money, and rent is not a cost anymore. It's just you putting equity into the house. Especially if it's a short mortgage, you know, you're not paying that much in interest. A lot of the money you're paying, which would be rent, is actually just an investment, and you're way better off. She has a well-paid job as a scientific content creator for an educational game company, but she cannot see how single young professionals are expected to buy without further support. If you're a single young professional, you shouldn't be looking at buying a house. You don't need a house. Just buy a flat. Like, flats are not that expensive. I think it says she's from Cardiff. Freya says, despite her position, that's such a fucking meaty thing to say. Freya says, despite my position, it is too difficult for young single people to buy. If you're single, why are you looking to buy a house? Why? What do you need a house for? Just live in a flat. Just live in an apartment. Hell, if you're just two people in a relationship, all you need is a flat. You don't need a house when you're 24 years old. My salary isn't enough to cover the threshold to get a mortgage of 200k. What? Well, then you're not well paid, are you? What the fuck? Freya, who pays $7.75 a month, excluding bills for a one-bed flat in Cardiff, said, I wouldn't mind renting if it wasn't so expensive for a property that comes with a huge amount of issues. So for £775 a month, you're wasting your money, okay? Right now, if I was in Cardiff, I don't know whereabouts she is in Cardiff. There we go. That's a one-bed flat for 115k. Done. It's not the nicest flat. It probably doesn't come with the Christmas decorations, but you know, it's a pretty decent flat. You even get a fucking, what do you call these machines? Bikes that don't move. You even get one of them. You get a picture of a child as well. It's probably Philip Schofield's fucking flat. But you can literally just buy this for 115k. You put down an £8,000 deposit. Nice lean deposit. Pay it back 20 years. Not 200. But you see, look at the mortgage repayment, right? If it was a 200-year mortgage, you'd only save $200 a month. It's because interest rates affect the length of the mortgage. Okay, well, it's the other way around. The length of the mortgage really affects your exposure to the high interest rate. So if you have a really high annual interest, just shorten your mortgage. Yes, you'll be paying a lot more monthly, but you benefit from it a lot more. But you could literally get a 20-year mortgage on a 115k flat, £8,000 deposit, nowhere close to 50 grand. You pay $750 a month, and you're actually saving money, but you own the flat. I don't understand how people like this exist. Like, they're so dumb. Like, it's so easy. And you might be thinking to yourself, oh, Cameron, but she wants a house. Oh, bro, you don't have enough money for a house. Get that flat, get that mortgage started up, convert it to a buy-to-let mortgage, get someone else renting it out, build that into an asset, and then you can move up the property ladder. You know, the property ladder, it's called the property ladder for a reason. Okay, when you climb up a ladder, you don't reach the highest bar and lift your whole body up with your arms. Okay, you don't do that. You use all the steps on the ladder. That's how you use a ladder. It's exactly the same thing with the property ladder. You don't just jump to get in a house. She said she often found properties in the Welsh capital were low quality, well, that's because it's Wales. And a previous property she was in had a collapsed ceiling, which meant she was so cold I couldn't sleep. Oh no, how terrible. Poor Freya. Poor Freya. Fucking Freya, man. She deserves it. You know what? She deserves to be cold. At the end of the day, you know, this video is just facts. Like, there isn't any opinion here. Like, it's just me like just outraged at how stupid this girl is. Like, I just don't get her logic. And she looks weird as well. It's a weird pose to do. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new today, and I'll be seeing you guys later. Take care.